Hello and welcome to the Sleep Station. I'm Nora Nightfall, and I'll be your storyteller for this evening. Tonight, you're not here to think. You're here to rest. If your mind has been racing, replaying moments, or holding on to things that won't seem to quiet down, this is your space to gently let go. This story will help guide you out of that mental noise and into a calm, steady stillness. In the next few moments, you'll be taken on a slow, peaceful journey beyond the world you've been holding together all day. There's nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to follow closely. Simply listen, breathe, and allow the imagery to carry you. If your attention wanders, that's okay. Just come back to the sound of the voice and the rhythm of your breath. This is not about focus or effort. It's about easing into rest, one moment at a time. Find a comfortable position, let your body fully relax, and allow your breathing to slow naturally. The more you let go, the deeper this experience will guide you into sleep. Before we begin tonight's sleep story, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification to be notified every time I upload a new sleep story. Thank you so much. Now, gently close your eyes and let the journey begin. Tonight, I invite you to step inside the Lantern Platform Tea Room, a cozy little tea shop tucked quietly inside a peaceful train station on a cool spring night. Beneath glowing lanterns and the soft sound of distant trains, a gentle tea maker named Clara welcomes weary travelers, overnight workers, and sleepy regulars looking for warmth, comfort, and calm before the night ends. As cups of lavender sleep tea are poured, fresh pastries fill the air with cinnamon and honey, and the little brass bell above the shop door softly chimes with each arrival. This story becomes a soothing journey through quiet conversations, nighttime rituals, and comforting moments of stillness. This bedtime story is designed to help you unwind, relax your mind, and drift peacefully into sleep while surrounded by the calming atmosphere of warm tea, soft rain, glowing station lights, and slow-moving trains in the night. The evening trains arrived softly in the springtime rain, not loudly, not hurriedly, just with the low silver hum of wheels gliding along wet tracks and the occasional sigh of opening doors beneath the station lamps. At the far end of the platform, tucked beneath a glowing clock and strings of amber lantern lights, stood a tiny tea shop called the Lantern Platform Tea Room. Its windows glowed gold against the cool blue night, and every time the door opened, a small brass bell sang gently overhead. Inside, the air smelled of cinnamon, steamed milk, orange peel, and fresh baked bread. The tea room belonged to a woman named Clara. Every evening, just before sunset faded into indigo, Clara arrived at the station carrying her canvas satchel, a ring of old brass keys, and a small bundle of fresh herbs wrapped carefully in linen cloth. She always paused before unlocking the door. Always, just to admire the station at night. The polished rails reflecting rainwater, the sleepy travelers stepping quietly beneath umbrellas, the lanterns glowing softly through the mist. Spring nights at the station always felt peaceful to her, like the whole world had decided to whisper. Clara unlocked the tea room. Click. The bell chimed softly as she stepped inside. The room greeted her with stillness. Rows of tea tins lined the wooden shelves behind the counter, each labeled carefully in curling handwritten ink. Moon mint chamomile, midnight lavender, hearth spice black tea, rainy day, citrus blend, platform, sleep steeper. The tea room itself was small but comforting. There were only 6 tables. A long window counter overlooked the tracks so travelers could sip their drinks while watching trains arrive and disappear into the dark. Small lamps glowed on every table beneath soft amber shades. Dried eucalyptus hung near the back doorway, and somewhere, always, there lingered the scent of vanilla and cardamom from Clara's baking. She tied on her apron slowly. Then she began preparing for the night shift. First came the bread, a honey oat loaf she had baked earlier that afternoon. Then came blackberry scones cooling beneath linen towels. After that, her favorite part, the teas. Clara opened jars one by one, filling small glass bowls with herbs and flowers for the evening blends. Dried chamomile buds, peppermint leaves, lavender petals, rose hips, lemon balm, a touch of cinnamon bark. The room soon smelled like a garden after rain. Outside, a train rolled slowly into the station. The windows glowed warmly as it stopped. Passengers stepped onto the platform carrying overnight bags, umbrellas, and sleepy expressions. A few moments later, the first guest arrived. "Evening, Clara," said Mr. Bennet. He worked the overnight maintenance shift at the station and arrived every evening at exactly 7:15. Without asking, Clara reached for his usual mug. Dark roast coffee with brown sugar and a splash of maple cream. And always, one warm blackberry scone. "Long night ahead?" Clara asked gently. Mr. Bennet smiled tiredly. "Tracks need inspecting before the midnight freight train." Clara slid the mug toward him. Steam curled upward between them. "Well," she said softly, "then you'll need extra warmth tonight." He settled near the window while rain tapped lightly against the glass. Outside, another train departed slowly into the night. Clara loved that part most. Watching people come and go, some travelers arrived excited for distant places. Some looked exhausted. Some simply needed a quiet stop before continuing home. And somehow, the lantern platform tea room became a resting place between all those journeys. A little while later, a young nurse entered, still wearing pale blue scrubs beneath her coat. Clara recognized her immediately. "Evening, Nora." Nora smiled wearily and leaned against the counter. 12-hour shift, she sighed. "The emergency room?" "Mm-hmm." Clara nodded knowingly. Then she reached for a pale blue tin labeled "Platform Sleep Steeper." This was one of Clara's most beloved nighttime blends. She prepared it carefully. Chamomile for calm, lavender to soften restless thoughts, lemon balm to ease tension from the body, and a small touch of vanilla rooibos for warmth and comfort. As the tea steeped, the scent drifted through the room like a soft blanket. Nora closed her eyes briefly. "That already smells relaxing." Clara smiled. "It should help you settle once you're home." She placed the warm cup into Nora's hands. "Drink it slowly. No alarms tonight if you can help it." Nora laughed quietly. "That sounds perfect." She sat near the corner lamp while soft piano music drifted through hidden speakers overhead. The tea room glowed softly around her, safe, warm, unhurried. Hours passed gently at the lantern platform tea room. Never rushed, never loud, only peaceful conversations, soft footsteps, the occasional turning page of a book, and always the bell. Near midnight, a traveler entered carrying a weathered leather suitcase. Rain shimmered on his coat sleeves. "You still serving tea?" he asked quietly. "Always," Clara answered. He smiled with relief. "I think I'm catching a cold." Clara tilted her head sympathetically. "Scratchy throat?" "A little." "Tired?" "Very." She nodded. Then she reached for another tin. This one was labeled Rainy Day Citrus Blend. The tea carried bright notes of orange peel, ginger root, echinacea, peppermint, and a little local honey stirred gently into the cup. The steam smelled clean and comforting, like warmth returning slowly to cold hands. "This one's good for evenings like tonight," Clara explained. "Ginger helps warm the body. Peppermint clears the head. Orange peel brightens everything a little." The traveler wrapped both hands around the mug immediately. "That smells wonderful." Outside, the midnight train arrived. Its lights swept across the rain-soaked station windows before passengers quietly boarded. The station announcer's voice echoed softly overhead, then faded again into calm. Inside the tea room, Clara wiped the counter slowly while the clock ticked gently near the shelves. She loved the peaceful rhythm of night work, the steady kettle simmering, the soft scrape of ceramic mugs, the smell of baked cinnamon lingering in the air long after midnight, and the feeling that everyone who entered the shop left just a little warmer than before. Around 1:30 in the morning, the station finally grew quieter. The rain had nearly stopped. Only a cool spring mist remained drifting past the lanterns outside. One by one, the final guests finished their drinks. "Good night, Clara. See you tomorrow evening. Thanks for the tea." And each time the door opened and closed again. Eventually, silence settled gently into the shop. The last train departed. Its distant rumble faded into the sleeping city beyond the tracks. Clara turned the sign in the window from open to closed. Then she began her nightly routine. She washed each mug carefully beneath warm water, stacked the saucers, folded the linen towels, blew out the small candle near the pastry case. The tea room smelled faintly now of lavender, baked oats, and cooling rain. Outside, the station lamps glowed against the damp pavement. Clara swept the floor slowly while soft jazz played low in the background. No rushing, no noise, only the comforting end of another peaceful night. Finally, she prepared one last cup of tea, her own favorite. Moon mint chamomile, a blend she never shared on the menu, not because it was secret, but because it felt personal. The tea combined chamomile blossoms, fresh mint leaves, a touch of vanilla, and silver needle-white tea. Soft, light, sleepy, perfect after a long evening. Clara carried the steaming cup to the window counter and sat quietly for a moment. The station was nearly empty now. Only the distant sound of rails cooling beneath the spring night air remained. She watched mist drift slowly across the tracks, watched lantern light shimmer on the wet pavement, and wrapped both hands around the warmth of her tea. For a few peaceful minutes, the entire world felt still, like every traveler had finally arrived somewhere safe. Clara smiled softly to herself. Then she finished the last sip of tea, turned off the lamps one by one, locked the door, and beneath the gentle glow of the station lanterns, she disappeared quietly into the cool spring night while somewhere far down the tracks another train rolled softly through the darkness. There is nothing left to do now, nowhere left to go, just rest here and drift further, softer, deeper, into quiet, into stillness, into sleep. So let your breathing stay slow and steady as your body becomes soft and heavy. There's nothing more to follow, nowhere else to go. Just drift gently, deeper and deeper into a deep and restful sleep. Good night and sweet dreams.